Hello, everyone. My name is Venia Vimbai Awali Bakali. I'm from Malawi. The founder of Single Mother Empowerment Organization. I founded this organization 2 years ago. I inspired myself to start this organization through my own story as a single mother. I got pregnant at the age of 24, and at that age, I was born in a family that was well-to-do. I was born in Malawi, but I was raised in Zimbabwe. So I went to good schools. My dad provided everything for us. But then my dad lost it along the way. So when we came back to Malawi, we literally had nothing at all. So I ended up engaging myself in a relationship with a guy because I thought that he would support me. Since he was well-to-do and I really wanted the good stuff in life. So upon getting pregnant, he abandoned me and he asked me to abort the child. So I kept the baby because I was not ready to abort. And then after I got pregnant, I stayed almost 2 years in my parents' house. I was not able to interact with other people, or I was not open to other opportunities within my community because of the stigma and negative perceptions that our communities here in Malawi have when it comes to a single mother or a young mothers. They usually look at you as a woman with loose morals. So because of that, it played as a hindrance to the woman that I am, or even absolutely releasing that strength that's within me as a woman. So because of that, yes, I started a Single Mother Empowerment Organization.
No, thank you so much. I know there's a part of your story that I've heard you say before. Could you tell us a bit more about what was really going on for you, as a single mother, based on the stigmatization and what it did to you and the point that it took you to?
Okay, so as I said that because of the stigma that's attached to young mothers and single mothers in Malawi, the time I got pregnant, because I had no one to talk to and I was a bit shy to tell the whole world that, I have a child without a father. I felt suicidal at some point of time. I really wanted to take my life. When I looked at all these other young girls pursuing their dreams, and then my life really seemed as if it was totally shut because I had a child when I was just completed my internship, so I had no source of income whatsoever. So life was really hard for me, and I thought maybe my end had just come and I just wanted to end all of it. So when I looked into that now after 2 years, when I said enough is enough to myself, and I looked at the gap that was there, as much as we talk about gender equality, there's this gap where single mothers and young mothers here in Malawi, they are not really considered in most of the programs because they feel as if being a young mother, a single mother, means you have loose morals and you deserve to go through whatever you're going through. But they don't realize that single motherhood is attached to so many drivers. That's divorce, abandonment that's caused by irresponsible men. Like in my case, transactional sex, whereby as a young woman like me, we lost everything. My dad lost, and I was used to the good things in life. So I decided maybe if I get a rich man who is able to support me, I will be a complete woman, which was totally the opposite of that. Because now when I look at myself, I have a child who's almost 7 years old now. I'm standing by myself. And so because of that, I looked at the next woman, especially in Malawi's rural communities, where we have single mothers that have no source of income, that have no educational background. The cycle of poverty continues, and you have that if you actually give birth to a girl child when you're a single mother in the rural areas, the same girl child will also become a single mother because of the same transactional sex that I'm talking about. I think I'll focus more on the transactional sex because I have been through it myself.
So I think what I love first of all is the brevity in which you're sharing this, because I think your story is powerful, and I can I see so many comments in the chat around other people saying we can identify, we know this. So thank you so much for that. So how has all these issues led you to launch, single mother empowerment? Could you share us a bit more about what are some of those things you're doing to address all those pain points you're talking about around feeling suicidal because you felt you had no options, also feeling that, you are an embarrassment because of the stigma that the society put on you, and feeling like, resources you can't fend for yourself. What has that led you, and what are some of your priorities in your organization that addresses those things?
All right. Some of our priorities are when you talk about the issue of young mothers, expectant, pregnant, adolescent girls, we do offer counseling to these. Once you find yourself in that situation, we do actually counsel them, and then we are there for that person the whole process from the time that they're pregnant. And then sometimes we are also able to reach out to the guardians, to the parents, because for me, in order for my parents to actually accept me in, because I think my parents were the only people that actually stood by me, I had to go through a pastor, because my dad had always told me that if you ever get pregnant, I'm going to kill you. So there was no way I could go personally and tell my dad that I'm pregnant and my child does not have a father. So I had to reach out to someone else who ended up talking to my father. So there are a lot of suicidal cases in Malawi of pregnant, of expectant young mothers. You find that somebody gets pregnant and they get abandoned. And the next thing is they just feel like, let me take my life because there's no one to listen to me. The whole world is going to laugh at me, because as soon as you get pregnant, you see all over social media, it's there, people are talking about you, and single motherhood is treated like an incurable disease. Like when you're a young mother and you're pregnant, it's like you can never make it in life. It's like your life is totally, literally done, and there is nothing that you can do. So we offer that psychosocial aid to expecting mothers. And then we've also reached out to around 325 women in rural communities, whereby we've created support groups where they actually stand in for each other, single mothers. They support each other. And currently we're working on establishing a way where we can actually engage them in different income generating activities. As single mothers, we want them to be able to stand by themselves. And we've also created platforms that actually allows these young mothers to voice out and accept their statuses. And because I think it starts from within. When you accept that I'm a single mother, the negative stereotypes will not hinder you from achieving what you want in life, or from getting to where you want to be in life. Because when I started sharing I used to hide my child, but when I started sharing my story, I became more confident about my status, and no one can judge me because of that. Because now when I accept it, I started chasing my dreams.
Well done. No, thank you so much, Vimbai. Again, I think the message I'm hearing from you is that, you know what, there's no shame. Do not dim your light because of other people's perception of you. I'm also hearing from you that, you know what, you are putting in support, because it feels like you have turned your lemons into lemonade, because you like, from the work you're doing, you almost moved back around. What do I wish I would have had from the support from the community, from the information around what's possible? So thank you so much. Last but not least, Vimbai, could you share a bit more, like what are some of the challenges you've experienced leading single women empowerment, and what excites you about being a HACI fellow?
Thank you, Dr. Ongai. And just when I was establishing Single Mother Empowerment Organization, the issue was people not understanding what exactly I was trying to do. So one of the questions that I used to receive was, are you trying to promote early and unintended pregnancies? Because obviously now that you are coming in to empower and support single mothers, it almost seems as if you're actually saying, it's okay to go out there and sleep around and, have babies, and you don't have to worry about it. But then that wasn't the issue. As I explained before, that there are some circumstances and situations that actually contribute to single motherhood. And as I saw a gap. I saw a gap that needed someone to come in. If we're going to talk about trying to build a woman. So for me, I was like, there is a gap because most of the organizations that are in Malawi and that are dealing with similar issues, no one really sees it as a problem or as something that actually requires a solution. So, and also another thing that we've been facing, another problem we've been facing, another challenge is the issue of funding. It's really put us back because basically ever since for the last 2 years, the organization has been self-funded by me, by the little that I get, because I'm very passionate about my work. I absolutely love it. I love it when I go out there and then I listen to stories from other single mothers. You know, there's a whole lot that you learn from it. So that really excites me. And God has really been the provider of it all. So what I'm looking forward to in this program is getting to know like-minded women and also just developing my leadership skills from my mentors, including you, Dr. Wangai. I'm so inspired by your work, I should say. So you being named one of the most influential women in Africa, I somewhere there one day. And obviously, if you are coaching me, I believe that I'm going to impact mostly the same way you do. And then I'm also looking forward to growing my confidence as a person, because sometimes I really have brilliant ideas, but bringing them out there, it's a bit of a hassle for me. So this is also because of the stigma that I went through, and I am more of like an introverted person. I don't really have so many friends, and it started when I had my child because I lost friends mostly, and the only people that I had were my parents. So it's also something that I'm willing to work on through this program.
Fantastic. No, thank you so much, Vimbai.